that you're a big fan of, because I see it on your Instagram, is hats, and hats are crucial.
Absolutely.
They're not just they're not just fashion. They actually protect from sun damage. Tell me a little bit about, if you're looking into a hat, what should you be looking for?
Okay, this is super important because a lot of my patients come in very tan, their melasma is worse, and they said, I wore a hat the whole time. So they're wearing, if you look at a hat and you put it out in the sun, usually you can see like specks of light on people's faces. If you see that, your sun is not protecting you.
Bad hat.
Your hat is not protecting you from the sun. Right, so that's not a good one. So when looking at the labels for the hat, look for UPF 50, that's Universal Protection Factor. So that's basically equivalent to a sun, like what an SPF would be.
Okay.
Most of them come in 50, and you wanna have at least 3 inches so that it's covering everywhere. If you're wearing a baseball cap is only going to cover the front part of your face, not the sides. So people with hyperpigmentation, a baseball cap is not sufficient for them. Neither if they have a history of skin cancer, because you're not protecting your ears, you're not protecting your cheeks, and usually not your lower face. So I always say the whiter the better. Make sure it's a good brand that has UPF 50. There are a lot of great options out there, a lot of really beautiful options if you like fashion, and there's no excuse anymore. You know, one of my patients, she was on a cruise. She's like, no, but my hat, you know, it's from BB. I'm like, that's not going to be sun protected.
No, BB will not stop you from getting skin cancer.
So.
But what about clothes? Because you mentioned UPF, and now we're seeing clothes with UPF. We hear women wearing rash guards, not just kids, but adults as well. So talk to me about clothing as another way to prevent the sun damage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a lot easier to have a physical layer of block versus reapplying all the time, because maybe you forget, maybe you wait an extra 30 minutes before reapplying your sunscreen. So you want to wear sunscreen in addition, but then you have that extra layer of protection where if you're forgetful or you forgot a spot, you're actually covered. So the same with clothing as with hats. It's up to UPF 50, and it will protect you as if it was sunscreen. You know, so there are great options out there that protect your delicate chest skin, the arms, the hands. Make sure it comes down and covers your your hands, because that's another area that we get sun every single day.